I promised my husband I'd put something up for sale by the end of March, and I did. And then life made sure that no one found out that it existed. I had been working for a while to try and create a business, and I really needed some external accountability to actually get something out there for money. And I did it. On March 27th, I published 39 Small Ways Practices for Feeling More Like Yourself. And it's a $9 guide, and it tracks a bunch of different topics. I have it right here with me: movement and energy, environment and systems, habits and routines, food and nutrition, whimsy and connection. And they're really just tiny paths back to yourself, not hacks, not promises that something's going to be magically fixed, but, stock a couple pantry comfort meals, um, habit stack your way. It's a little bit of explanation about what that actually means. Um, some examples for how I create visual reminders, things like that. And I was super excited about it. 3 days after publishing, I was on the phone with a friend and I told her about it, and she bought it while we were still on the phone. And it was just so special and fun. And then that night, spring break started, and it was an eventful spring break, filled with a lot of really cool adventures with some of our closest friends, and also a really terrible fight with my husband that was completely unrelated with the business, um, and then followed by some of the hardest weeks of my life. Having lost my paternal aunt, and then very close, near that, also a maternal uncle, and helping with arrangements and traveling back to the Midwest several times, and all of that. Um, and so I found myself reaching for those small ways, even though I hadn't shared the document, the product, with anybody. It was up for sale online, but uh, I was really not talking about it. But I was low key, subconsciously using it in the background. And now, 3+ months later, I finally find myself having the capacity, the space, the energy to share it. So I want to flip through a little bit more. So maybe we can pick out a couple of things that, like, I know that I definitely did to get me through some of these hard months that, I just wrapped up. Getting in the sun. That is being outside, sunshine if it's available to you. If it's not, just standing out under an awning if it's raining, or under an umbrella, and just air, breathe the outside air. That's what I mean. um, Getting upside down. I didn't do a lot of all the way upside down, but legs up the wall really helps me when I'm traveling a lot. And I did a lot of making sure that I was checking in with my body. I did 2 days back to back 10-hour drives, and managed to not to completely mess up my alignment. And I think that some of these, tips that I use around movement and energy really help me. The getting upside down, learning to stretch, things like that. And before I give them all away, let's move to a different category. They're actually all available on my Instagram, JNO Hood, as Instagram tiles. This document compiles a stretch of let me try that again. Leading up to my 40th birthday, I defined what these 39 ways would be. So as I wrapped up the last few days of my 39th year, I was sharing these wisdom bits of things that had brought me through some other hard seasons we can talk about a different time. And so you can find all of that information on my Instagram for free. This, putting it together in a document and putting a dollar sign on it really is just the convenience and accessibility of use. And so I hope that if you are on a tight budget, you don't feel obligated to buy this, please go get the information for free on my Instagram, and just have to do a little bit of the legwork to harvest the information. But this one gives it to you more easily, copy paste. I've also thrown in different opportunities for reflection, a checklist, ways I think that you can make it yours. And so I'm really excited about this. And I hope some of you are too. So, you know, for me, it was never about readiness. It was more about finding the space. And I'm really glad I have the space to talk to you about it. Find me in the comments, and I think there'll be a link in the description. I don't know. I've never tried to do this before. So ride with me, and I'll see you for the next video whenever I manage to get around to that.